Hello everyone, Niev here, and today we're going to do another iteration of the Ryuu Kado study, and by proxy, a kind of mini study of the Mars Power Tarot, since I use these decks together. So today, we got a short one for you, because I only did one card this month. Yeah, it's the month of December. I wanted to do two cards, but it's just so busy. I'm making like a gajillion Christmas presents for people. Yeah, and this video will go up, I think, the last day of the year. I think it's going up on December 31st, so it's going to be after Christmas, but I'm filming this actually well before that. Yeah, today is actually the 17th or 18th. Yeah, so it's actually quite a bit earlier than I'm posting this. And so, yeah, could I have had more time to do another card? Yes, but my mom's going to be here in a few days with my sister, and they're staying for a week, and I just don't have time to do another card. So we're just doing one this month, and maybe I'll try to make that up in January and do three. We'll see. But yeah, so the card that we're doing today, let me pull out the book too. I have it open here. All right, so this is the card that we're doing. Whoops, hello. And also, as you can see, I'm not in my normal location. My ritual room is like super freezing right now. I could turn on the heat in there, but it would take hours to heat up and it would still be very cold. So yeah, I'm right in front of our front window here. And as you can see, yeah, it's very beautiful outside. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. So the card for today is Ryuu. And let me actually bring this up close so we can show. Ryuu. So that means fire dragon. And we see the kanji right here for fire, and then of course the kanji for dragon. So yeah, so that is the card. And I will go ahead and put up on screen the information about this dragon and the message from the dragon god down here. And also the correspondences, basically. The body, food, item, and place information there. And so the next page is the translation. And the little message at the bottom, so it says, Jonetsu o Saiyusen ni. Joyetsu o Saiyusen. All right, so I got it. So there we go. And that basically means to do your passion to your max preference. You know, so Jonetsu means passion, and Saiyusen means max preference. So yeah, that's kind of the interpretation there. And you would think that this card has to do with passion, because a lot of the information, which I had just put up on the screen, but the information when we translate it to English, it uses the word passion a lot. So you might think that I would choose, say, passionate cards. Lots of cards in the wand suit, and I did in fact choose a wands card. That would make sense. But the passion that it's kind of talking about isn't a romantic type of passion. It's actually more of a passion for doing what you love, or for potentially creating things. It's a passion for your drive, for what you want to do. And so another way we might say this term is enthusiasm, and that is the key word that I chose for this card, because it's not so much a romantic passion as it is an enthusiasm for what you do. And so as you can see, I actually only have one card here, but I did choose two cards to represent Ryuu. And the other card is a card that I actually already used, and that is, and I'm going to move to the page that has it, so this is for Kokuru, I believe that's Black Dragon, and I also chose the Eight of Pentacles for this one. Now the Eight of Pentacles, it's actually my favorite tarot card in general, and this spread, this was for focus. So the Eight of Pentacles made sense for that because the Eight of Pentacles is a focus kind of card. And I will pull out the 2 cards that I used here. So the Eight of Pentacles is a card of focus, but it's also, to me, a card of just being engrossed in your activity, being really in the zone, and really enthusiasm makes sense for the other card that I chose, which was the Page of Wands, which is kind of that, the Ace of Wands is a spark of inspiration. The Page is kind of that desire to do something, there's a lot of desire here, and the enthusiasm type of desire. And I feel like the Eight of Pentacles also, it gives that sort of feeling to what Ryuu is talking about here. It's a level of enthusiasm and drive to do what you want to do. So that's why I chose the Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. But because I did already use the Eight of Pentacles for a previous card, I don't have a printout for it. So I will be going, when I read let me go back to it because I pulled out the bookmark. Oh, here it is. Okay, so normally what I do is I read the little poem that's in the Mars Power Tarot. So for the Eight of Pentacles, I will read that here from the previous card here. Errant frivolities will come and go, but concentration must stay the course. Apprenticeship must walk the path with diligence and determination in hand toward the ideal that is mastery. And so that made sense to me for this card talking about enthusiasm, that sticking with that drive, that determination. It made sense. Now I could potentially use a different card to represent this level of enthusiasm that I'm thinking about here with Ryuu. But it's something I can think about because as of right now, it's not set in stone yet. Because the Page of Wands I have set in stone. The Eight of Pentacles I don't have set in stone yet. And that's because it's not taped in. So yeah, there was another card that I didn't have the printout for it. So at a later date when I finish doing this whole study, I'll probably go through and any cards that I didn't have a printout for, I'll do a printout of those all together and then we'll stick them in their appropriate places. So yeah, so for the Page of Wands, let's read the little poem here. It says, all avenues, all possible futures are laid out before us, stretching far past the horizons into unknown territory. There is so much to explore, so much to discover. The fire of inspiration will be the guiding light. So yeah, inspiration is a good word for this too. So inspiration, determination, enthusiasm, passion, desire, all of those are what's really fanning the flames of Ryuu. Now, speaking of fanning flames, the spread that I created here is actually the kanji for fire. So I have the dragon god here in the center. Now, the way that this kanji is done, it goes like this. Well, first it starts like this. It's got the 2 fire flames, and then it goes like this. So because of that, I kept Ryuu right here in the center, and then spark 1, spark 2, and 3 and 4. All right, so that's why I chose that layout. Now, I actually have to go grab the Spread Crafters deck so that we can actually come up with what these positions mean. Okay, so we've got the categories out here. We've got light work, seeker, shadow work, success, expansion, processing, and boundary. And right off the bat, I feel like the seeker category and the expansion category and the success category makes sense to choose from. The other ones, I feel like there should probably... I don't think anything from the processing makes sense. Light work, maybe. I might take a peek at it, but I don't know. Shadow work is a maybe. Like having maybe fear. Fear might be a good one actually for this. Or repression. But we're talking about enthusiasm. So let's see. Shame, ego? No. Sabotage, wound, karma, subconscious, limiting beliefs. That's a maybe. I have used limiting beliefs before in one of these spreads. So let's see. Fear, limiting beliefs. So I might stick with one of those. And I'm going to put the other categories away here because I feel like that's pretty good. Well, let me check boundary real quick. Assert? Could be. Express could be good. Maybe. Disengage. No. Okay. So that's fine. And I'm looking. All right. So these are the maybe categories. And I've got 2 cards from each that are a maybe. Now in the seeker category, let's see. Behavior, relationship, opinion, persona, challenge, expression. So here's that expression again. Expression is pretty good. Motivation is good. Motivation. Intention, expression, intention. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Assert, I'm going to say no. Assert is no. But that express and expression are 3 good, like express and expression. So let me see what it says the difference here. Express, to communicate, can't see. To communicate, to make your thoughts, feelings known, to allow truth to flow through. And then expression, creative and self-expression, the way you choose to convey consciously or subconsciously an idea, an opinion, or emotion. I like that one more. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick with expression from this category. Motivation was pretty good, but I think expression makes more sense. So I think that is a yes. And now let's look at the expansion category. Manifest is good. Purge, heal. So I'm going to pull out manifest because that's actually pretty good. Purge, heal, transcend, forgive, love, surrender. That one might be good, actually. Attract and align. All right, so I got 2 from there. And finally, success, conquer, solve, support, guide, lead, adjust, innovate. To invent, to make changes, to launch, to initiate something new. I kind of like that one. And I haven't used it. So navigate and practice. To put into action, to apply a concept. I like that one too. All right, so what we've got here, we've got expression. I think I definitely want to keep that. Manifest and surrender. I like surrender. I'm gonna bring surrender over. So fear, limiting beliefs, it's a maybe as a sort of, let's see, and then innovate and practice. I kind of like both of these. Practice is good for putting into practice. I think I do want to keep this. So I think card number 1 is expression. Innovate. Now, do I want to have a challenging card? I don't think. I'm going to pull out limiting beliefs. So there's a, I don't know. Do I want to do this? Let me try this out. Okay, expression, fear. Let me put this in the middle so we can see that. Surrender and practice. Let me try this. So, expression, innovate, surrender, and practice. So the expression of the goal, or the how one can express themselves, what sorts of changes need to be made to allow oneself to surrender to this path and put it into practice. All right, I think I like this. Okay, so we didn't use any of the shadow work cards. So I do like this layout. So let's go ahead and pull out like a sample reading. Yeah. Okay, so I have my Mars Tarot here, sans the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, because I just wanted to take those out of this equation here. And, oh, nice. All right, I will move these sample cards out of the way as I lay this down. So one more shuffle. So, energy of Ryuu. Ryuu's spread here, the spread of enthusiasm. So I'm going to move these off to the side. In fact, I'm going to put them at the top or down here so that I can see what card comes next. All right, so the expression of this desire, how we can express what we want here. All right. Oh, I have this upside down. Okay. The Ten of Swords. Ooh, okay. So I feel like this is expressing a want, a need, a desire. Let me move this closer. There we go. I may have to move this around a little bit as we lay these cards down. So a want, a need, a desire to move to, I don't want to say move on. It's not move on. It's to rise above what has been holding us back, because the Ten of Swords to me is sort of it's kind of a rock bottom, and this imagery here feels very much in a rock almost. You know, it's been beaten down. This body has been beaten down, and there are holes all through this body, but you know what? She's still here. She's still going. This is the worst it could possibly get. And maybe something like that has gone on for you, the viewer, or because this reading is kind of for the collective or for whoever wants to hear it, or it's just a sample reading. Yeah, if it doesn't pertain to you, then it's just a sample reading of how this spread might go about. This experiencing a level of kind of rock bottom, or feeling just really beaten down. And this is a full-on desire to get oneself out of this situation, and which makes sense, of course. If you're in a situation where you feel like things just cannot get worse, there's a big need, desire, want to get oneself out of that situation. And yeah, so that is the expression, like things cannot get worse right now, so things can only get better, and that's actually kind of positive. The Ten of Swords is kind of seen as a card that's the most difficult of the tarot, and to me it's definitely a very challenging card, but it's something that has a level of hope to it. And I don't mean to sugarcoat the card, because sometimes the Ten of Swords is something that's, oh God, so hard. That we can't, like, it doesn't do a service to minimize that sort of pain or discomfort or whatever is happening. But then other times there's just like, it's an acknowledgement of those hard times, but also there's that spark of hope there that really things can only get better. And so that is, I spent a long time talking about that. So the next card, innovate. We're in this situation where we feel like we've almost been dragged down and trapped, almost an Eight of Swords energy there. So let's innovate how we can get out of this situation. And Ten of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, so we went from the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Cups. Well, there's such a great support system going on right now. Like, let me see if I can get this a little bit more in the center here. There's such a great support system going on that even though things are so difficult, there's a lot of people that we can lean on. Or even if it's not necessarily people, there's a strong level of support in general with this card. So, yeah, I think it is a bit more peoply, but there's really a sense of community when it comes to the Ten of Cups here. And I like that we're going from this body that has all these like holes in it, to this one, which also, there's all these spots and stuff on this woman or female represented character that almost feels like those holes are filling up. I don't know. That's how it kind of looks to me. Like this one looks like there's all these holes in that body, whereas this one, they're still there. The marks are still there, but they're filled up, and so there's a certain level of support. And the way we innovate here is by collaborating with those around us and our support system. So then surrender. So to allow, to soften, to give permission, to trust. To open yourself up. Yeah, it's funny that this really highly passionate, enthusiastic card is we're experiencing such an emotional kind of reading. So how can we surrender to this and open up? All right. And I have the Four of Pentacles. I'm going to move these up a little bit so we can see these bottom cards here. All right, so the Four of Pentacles. That's funny. The Four of Pentacles is kind of the opposite of opening up. And I think how we might read this, because it almost feels like an opposite to the Ten of Cups here, where the Ten of Cups is kind of all about community and that prosperousness of community, not so much Ten of Pentacles, which is more of a legacy sort of prosperousness, but a prosperousness of community. So we've got that to fall back on, but at the same time, what we really need to focus on is ourselves and our own situation. So we've got that support, and we can use that support, but ultimately the Four of Pentacles is bringing that to ourselves and bringing it in alignment for ourselves. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing it, because the Four of Pentacles is a bit more closed off, which is funny because this is a position that's about opening up. And how can we surrender to this? We can take what that support that we need and bring it to our own box, bring it to ourselves here. Yeah. It's an interesting imagery. I'm not quite sure how to interpret the imagery here. I think it's something I would have to really look at. All right, so and then the final card. How can we put this into practice? So we're in a situation where it just honestly can't get much worse. So the expression is how to get out of that. We have a great support system, so that's really helping us come up with ideas, and we can look to that for coming up with ideas. But don't get caught up with that, because we do need to bring this back to ourselves and bring it back to our domain. So how can we put that into practice? Let's see. How can we put that into practice? And we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So it's good to get a page with going into practice, because it's doing this, we can come up with our own ideas. And then we've got that fire and the passion of Ryuu to drive us forward. The Page of Swords is that student. It's intelligent, but it's like just embarking on something, if that makes sense. It's intelligent, and it's got the words there, but I think there needs to be a little bit of time trying to figure out the words to move forward, or the actions to really move forward. So that's kind of how I'm reading that. So that is the reading for Ryuu, the fire dragon here, and it's a level of passion and enthusiasm was the key word that I chose for Ryuu. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and clip in the reel from my Instagram, where I read the message from Ryuu, and I'm going to put that in right now. Hi everyone, Niev here. Let's read card number 16, and this is Ryuu. Jounetsu o Sayusa ni Mawari no hito ya jogyo ga kini natte Yaritai koto o fuin shite imasen ka? Anata no naka ni wa moeru yo na jounetsu ga aru hazu. Mawari yori mo Jibun no omoi o Yusen shite sugosu koto o kokoro gakimashou. Kokoro kara yaritai koto de areba. Kanarazu sore ga dekiru. Jokyo ni henkashi. Onaji yo ni jo netsu teki ni ikiru nakama ni kakomare tei kudesho. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Normally I have, I try to do 2 a month, but December has been so busy, and I only had time to do 1. So it is what it is, and hopefully I can maybe make that up next month, and we'll do 3 cards. The spreads won't be as long as this one. We might do what I did last month, where I really just picked out a spread and didn't really interpret it. This one, since it's only 1 card, I went ahead and interpreted the spread. So for next month, maybe we'll do this a similar thing where I just create the spreads and we just talk about the spreads themselves. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye. Happy New Year. Bye.